What's going on, everybody? My name is Denzel Williams and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the brand new Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Now, there have been a bunch of talks about VR headsets, wearable smartwear, smart glasses, and everything in between. But it seems like Meta has kind of found that sweet spot with partnering up with Ray-Ban to create discreet yet functional smart glasses. But before we get into the smart glasses themselves, I want to give a special thanks to everyone who supported the channel so far, whether it's been subscribing, liking, sharing, leaving a comment. Thank you so much for the opportunity to allow me to come in and help you out and make informative decisions about the things that you've been purchasing. And I want to continue to keep growing this community. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, check out a couple of older videos, leave a comment, let me know if there's something specifically that you wanted to watch or anything like that. Just let me know. I'm more than happy to try to see if I can accommodate that for you. And again, I want us to keep growing this. So thank you so much for the support. Bigger and better things are coming in the upcoming year. So again, be on the lookout for everything that's coming out. And like I said, there are a few surprises that I have planned. So again, stick around and let me know in the comments below if you're new or if you're just, returning as a subscriber. So just let me know in the comments below. And at first glance, you think that there are two camera lenses on the smart glasses, and that's not the case. There's only one, and that particular lens is located on the left-hand side, and then on the right side, you have an indicator light. And with that indicator light, it lets whomever you may be filming know that either a picture is being taken or if their video is being taken as well too. It'll illuminate and hold while that video is being taken. So not really a way for you to kind of hide and record somebody or record something without them noticing that there's a light on that recording it. So I think that kind of helps out as far as letting people know that they're being recorded, because we don't really want to be sneaky about that. Now, in relation to style and color and customization, you do have the ability to choose from two different styles, which you have the Wayfarer, which are the ones I have currently, or the Headliner. Now with those, you can go in and change the frame design as far as the color, or you can go in and change the lenses as well too. So Ray-Ban on the official website give you that ability to be able to change those how you see fit. And you can also upload your prescription to make these prescription glasses. I currently don't have prescriptions. I'm using these as just standard glasses. So I wear contacts, so you can do that as well too. Or you can, like I said, you can go in there and add your prescription also too. Going back into the customization as far as lenses, I did go with the transition lenses. Now, for those of you who don't know what transition lenses are, when you go inside, they'll become clear, as you can see on the camera now. And if you go outside, what you can see is they'll start to tint. And with that tint, it allows them to be converted into sunglasses. Now, for me, the reason I picked those transition lenses is because I wanted to be able to not only film indoors, I wanted to be able to film outside as well too. Now, you do have the option to just go with these shades only, and I think that kind of limits what you can do, because now at that point you can only film outside. And if you have anybody who's worn shades before or sunglasses in general, when going inside it's kind of tough to see. So now you're able to use these transition lenses with your smart glasses, so it kind of becomes an all day, everyday wearable, glasses. And I think with the transition lenses, it does a great job of doing that. Now, again, for those of you who just want shades and they just want to film outside content, you can do that as well too. But I think the best bang for your buck, in a sense, is being able to go with the transition lenses, so you can have that best of both worlds, being able to go inside and film as well as go outside as well too. Staying into the glasses design in general, there's only one physical button on the glasses, which is located on the right hand side. And from there, this is your shutter button, in a sense. So one press, you're able to take a picture, and a long press of this button, you're able to start a video. And again, going back to what we talked about earlier, the indicator light lets those around you know that there's filming taking place, or as you've seen with the picture, there's a quick flash that lets you know that a picture was just taken as well too. There's also a touch bar located on the right hand stem of the glasses as well too. So swiping forward increases the volume, swiping backwards decreases the volume, tapping pauses the music, double tapping, you're able to skip the music, and triple tapping starts the song back over. So again, a lot of these functions you're already used to from other devices. Now you have the ability to use them in your smart glasses. And in addition to the touch bar, you do have an on and off switch located on the inside. So just in case you don't necessarily want to use any of the smart functions or smart features, or use the camera, or the battery is died, for example, you're able to just go ahead and cut the glasses off, and you can use these as a traditional standard shades or glasses. When using this to talk to somebody on the phone or being able to send voice commands or whatever situation may be, you have 5 built-in microphones that help with that. And to me, in my experience, being able to talk to somebody on the phone, it sounds really good. You know, they don't really notice that I am talking using my smart glasses versus using, you know, other headphones or things like that. It's not a very noticeable difference. Now, again, this may vary depending on how loud the environment is, because you do have to realize that there isn't really any noise canceling at all when it comes to this. So if you're in a very loud environment, it may pick up a lot of those sounds just due to the microphone. So you kind of got to be aware of that. But if you're in a situation where it's like a coffee shop or there's little to no noise, or just something where it's not a lot of loud ruckus going on, for example, you're able to hear things really good. And going back into being able to hear, the open ear speaker system that they have is really good. It's better than what I thought it was going to be, because once I first got them, I was like, I'm a little iffy about having the, you know, microphone, well, the headphones in a sense, being able to hear those and it's not being in my ear. But what they did was they put these 2 speakers that are very close to your ear, and with that sound, it bounces off your ear and creates this nice sound where it's nothing mind-blowing. It's not something that, you know, is going to replace your headphones or, you know, it's going to be the best thing you ever heard, but it does give you this bit of kind of a crisp sound in a sense of like, wow, I didn't think these were going to sound as good as they do. They're, you know, it's not a lot of bass, but you kind of can hear the music a lot better than what, like I said, what I would have thought, you know, given these are smart glasses and the speakers are so small. Now, again, going back into that, when you turn the volume up, people can hear what you're listening to. So be aware of that. But if you have it at a pretty, you know, low, moderate rate where it's not, you know, something that's extremely loud, it's tough for somebody next to you to hear it. And I think that kind of gives these a little bit of an advantage, because you know, you may just want to just play a little quick music as you walk to the store, or if you're, you know, just taking a casual walk, or if you're on the beach or something like that, you can play your music and without having headphones in, and it kind of just, you're still able to lock into what's around you and be aware of what's going on of your surroundings. So I think Meta did a pretty great job as far as putting that in there and creating these speakers that are really good, you know, given that they are open ear style type speakers. With the charging case, like I said earlier, I do think they did a great job of creating like this, you know, somewhat luxury style charging case. And given the price point, I think it does help, because, you know, I would like to have a leather charging case. Given I'm gonna pay a couple $100 for a pair of glasses, I would love to have that. And honestly, my actual glasses that I paid, that are Ray-Ban as well too, didn't even come with a leather case. So again, I think that was a good nod with Ray-Ban to be able to do that. But also, I do like the fact that they use the USB-C charging to charge the device as well. And on the outside, you can see this indicator light as well. This shows whether the device is charging or if the actual case needs charging itself. So you'll see it illuminate green, you'll see it illuminate yellow, and these are the various indicators to let you know. It's like a yellowish orange, but these are the various indicators to let you know that your device is either charging or it needs to be charged as well too. And if you open the case up and you look inside, you'll see these 2 prongs, and they sit right there on the bridge of the glasses to be able to charge those as well too. So again, I think that it was one of those things to where it seems as if Ray-Ban kind of put their own spin on it to kind of add that feel of luxury with smart glasses. And I think it kind of helps out push that price point, because it's something that you know, just an added thing, I think, when you're spending that kind of money on it. But I also want to let people know to be careful when you're using this around water. There is no type of protection as far as the charging port itself. So again, be careful when you're using it around water, and try to just keep it as dry as possible. And honestly, that's with any technology in general, but just be on the lookout for this, because there's not any other way to charge the device as well too. So if the charging case goes bad, you may have to look into maybe contacting Ray-Ban to see if they need to send you another case, or you know, I don't really know how that process works. So again, err on the side of caution, just making sure to keep the charging port on the bottom of the case dry as possible. Setup itself takes probably about 5 to 6 minutes, depending on how, you know, how fast you read, or, you know, various settings you read through and set up. So, and it's very, you know, they kind of walk you through and it's very streamlined. So that I appreciate. And again, you know, it doesn't take you that long to do. So it's something that, you know, allows you to kind of get used to using the app in a sense, and it's very simple as far as once you set it up and it takes you to the home screen, you can kind of walk you through of how to actually import from the device itself to the app, and from there you can save those videos and photos as well too. But once you open up the MetaView app, you're able to go in there and it kind of walks you through a lot of those functions that I talked about earlier, being able to take a photo using the touchpad, and it also walks you through being able to set up your voice assistant. Now you can go in and set up that particular voice assistant to go hands-free. And with that, you're able to set it up to take a photo, take a video, stop recording, call people, control media, and all of those various functions that your smart assistant can do. And from there, you can turn on voice controls to be able to enable that. And with that, you're also able to set up that particular voice assistant to whatever voice you may want it to be. They give you a list of different choices to choose from if you want it to be, you know, a particular accent or anything like that. So you can kind of get a little bit of customization from there as well too. And you can also link your, you know, Spotify as well too, to make your, you know, listening experience better when you're listening to music if you use Spotify. Getting into the meat and potatoes of the smart glasses, i.e. the tech specs, you do get a 12 megapixel camera, which does a great job of capturing moments in the daylight. And I think that, you know, for me, given the size of the camera as well as the positioning, it is a little bit kind of left justified. So you kind of have to take that in perspective when you're, you know, filming to kind of move or, you know, just position a little bit different depending on what type of, you know, subject that you're taking as far as the picture. But if you look past that, overall, the quality of the picture is still really good. As far as video is concerned, you get 1440 by 1920 at 30 frames per second. And with this, it does a great job of being able to capture video very well. I mean, a lot better than what I expected to. So again, my expectations were kind of low, but again, once I started to actually film, it was able to kind of exceed those expectations. So the only caveat about that is you can only film up to 1 minute, i.e. 60 seconds of worth of video. But with that, you're able to, you know, constantly keep those going if, you know, if need be. So again, you know, it's not made for probably long form content, more of quick, you know, just filming something as it pops up. So again, that's something to take in consideration. But as far as just the overall quality of videos, I was really blown away at how it handles movement and motion. And with that being said, it's more so motion with you kind of being somewhat steady. You know, there is a bit of a stability when you're walking and filming as well too. So it does kind of handle that well. But if you're, you know, turning your head or moving up and down, it doesn't really handle it that well. But I want to insert a video in which I was in the back of a taxi and just looking outside the window, and it was able to handle that particular just motion very well. There's not a lot of blur, there's not a lot of, you know, jitter or movement in the camera, and I thought that was really cool because it really showed me how good the camera really is when it comes to this. So it's not some, you know, run-of-the-mill type camera, but you do want to, like I said, lower the expectations. It doesn't really replace your, you know, phone quality camera, but it does give you a pretty awesome camera that's built into smart glasses that I think can be used for a multitude of purposes. So again, I think that they did a great job and kind of nailed it in relation to the video quality. In addition to the 60-second restriction of video that you can do, you can go on Facebook Live or Instagram Live as well for a lot longer. So again, that's something that you know, for those of you who want to take advantage of that, you can. But you know, again, most people I think will probably only use it for that 60-second duration. And like I said, you can post directly to Facebook from the MetaView app or directly to Instagram from the MetaView app as well too. So you do have the luxury of being able to do all of that with just, you know, once you imported them into your phone into the app, you're able to post those. So again, it's a couple steps that takes you to get there, but you are able to just post those and be done with it, because again, you've already linked those accounts, so it really doesn't take you much to do that. You do have 32 gigabytes of internal storage built into the glasses themselves, which is about 500 photos and about 50 videos at a minute. So again, you do have that storage built in, so you don't necessarily have to worry about those memories or anything you've captured being lost in that moment. So let's say you can't import them, you know, from your glasses to your phone at that moment, it's able to be stored there. So whenever you get to a more steady connection, you're able to import those videos and being able to see them on the device as well too. So you don't necessarily have to worry about that, but I do think it's kind of cool to have that built-in storage and you kind of have that peace of mind. So yeah, it's not a lot, but it does help you out when you're actually out there, you know, recording and taking pictures. So now I'm pretty sure you're probably wondering, like, you know, it films, it does all of these different recordings and pictures and plays music, but where's the smart function? I think that's where the AI, the Meta AI comes into place, and it provides you with those smart feature functionalities. So it's a built-in voice assistant similar to like Siri and Alexa as well too. So all of those are, you know, common voice assistants that you can use, but with these particular glasses, you do have the Hey Meta, and with that, you're able to trigger your voice assistant and your virtual assistant in a sense to be able to do some of those similar functions to ask, how's the weather, or, you know, what's the nearest coffee shop near me. And I think as they continue to update the virtual assistant and your AI, so to speak, it will be able to recognize what it's looking at. So let's say, for example, you know, you're looking at a particular flower and you want to know what this flower is in front of you. I think over time, and I'm hoping that's what they do, but I think over time that they're going to be able to embed some type of, you know, update that allows you to be able to recognize what's in front of you, similar to what your iPhone does already. When you take a picture of a flower, it kind of uses that machine learning to be able to take whatever it's seeing, you know, match it with something from the internet and kind of pair it together to be able to create this, you know, the best guess possible of what this particular flower is. And I think that that's going to be very, very cool in the near future, but right now it's just not there. So it's able to handle those simple, you know, tasks of, you know, where's the nearest coffee shop, how's the weather, you know, call somebody, or, you know, send a text message to, you know, XYZ person. And I think those are some of those functions to kind of get you used to it. And again, I think this is in the early stages, but once it starts to learn and it starts to be able to push out those updates, and Meta push out those updates, which I'm hoping that they do, I think that it's going to create something very, very good. And then you start to build on that virtual assistant more and more. And now you have a fully functioning AI that you can use with your smart glasses as well too. So again, some of those things it can't handle, but for some of your simple everyday tasks that, you know, like I said, just calling, making text messages, voice, you know, audio, sending audio to, you know, various people, it does very good. So again, just keep that in mind as well too. Going into battery life and how long do the smart glasses hold up, I think for me, it was maybe about 5 hours, and that was just moderate use. On the site itself, it says about 4 hours, but again, it's depending on how much you're using it. Let's say if you're listening to music, that can always drain the battery down. You're definitely gonna need to charge these. It's not gonna last you a full 8-hour workday, for example. So I think that can maybe be a point of improvement, and maybe the next version of these is to maybe get a better battery life. But as far as, you know, just using it on a day-to-day basis, I got probably about 5 hours, and that was just me not listening to music. That was just me just having them turned on, 5 hours. And again, with the charging case, you can get up to another, I think, 8 additional charges on a full charging case cycle as well too. So it's one of those to where it's not like amazing, but it is something that I think that, you know, let's say you're just out on a trip or you're out on some type of excursion, it'll hold battery long enough for that. I don't think it's meant to last you an entire work day. I don't think that it's there yet, but hopefully, like I said, in the next version of these, the battery life can be improved a lot more, and then that could now start to do more of a using this day to day versus just for outings and events and things of that nature. So just something to think about as well. So I wanted to allow the ability for you to look at a few videos and photos that I've taken and kind of draw your own conclusions of what you think. Is it good? Is it bad? Or is it better than what you thought? Or is it worse than what you thought? I want you to go ahead and just let me know in the comments below of what you think, and just, you know, give me your opinion on it, because I think the main thing about this is how good of a quality it really is. Is it more so a cheap toy, or not, I guess not cheap as far as the price point, but as far as a toy that's, you know, not as, you know, fleshed out? Or is it something that you believe that you can use in your day-to-day, and like I said, just to capture various moments that you probably wouldn't capture with your phone? It takes the hassle out of being able to pull out your phone. So again, I'll drop a lot of those videos and photos here, and you just let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, with the glasses running on a low end of $299 and on the high end of $379, and this will be for your transitions on the high end, and the low end will be just strictly for your smart glasses that are just shades. It runs the question of, are these worth it? And I think that they are, and it's depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for somewhat of a combination where you can go out there and film at the drop of a dime and being able to capture some of those quick moments, whether you're out with your dog, or you're out with your kids, or you're just out with your friends and you just want to capture a quick moment without having to pull out your phone, I think it's an awesome way of doing it. In addition to that, if you are somebody who likes to go to coffee shops or likes to go out and about, and you don't necessarily like to have headphones in that kind of detach you away from the world, you're able to take these smart glasses and also able to listen to music and handle phone calls and things of that nature as well too. So you do have the ability to be able to do that, and being able to gather, all of those various moments, whether you're walking or, driving or bicycling or whatever the situation may be, you do have those moments. But do I think it's something that you need? Probably not. I think that these are an early iteration of what is to come. You do have, like I said earlier, you have the VR headsets, which are big, clunky, huge devices that pack a lot of power into them. And now you have something like these that are extremely small, discreet somewhat. And I think that the gap is starting to close to where eventually one day you will have all of the power that you see in a VR headset in a pair of smart glasses. And I think that one day that's gonna become to fruition. I'm hoping that's what it is, but I can think, just going off my opinion, I think that's gonna get there. And again, it's a conversation worth having, so let me know in the comments what you think. But I think that's gonna be the next thing. And what's exciting about these is that you can kind of see the wheels turning in a sense. So going back to the age question of like, are these worth it? Should I buy these? And I think that these have a position in any content creator's life. I think that if you are a content creator, I think these are great because it allows you to be a little bit more creative, especially if you're doing things with your hands and you kind of want a POV view of things that are not necessarily a phone. So similar to a GoPro, but now you don't have to, use the GoPro for what it is. You kind of use these to capture quick moments. So I think that helps. And I think people are starting to figure out how to use these. I think that's probably the most scary part for any content creator. But outside of content creation, for the normal person who's just capturing random moments, I think these have a place for you too. I think you're able to, again, capture those special moments of birthday parties and things like that, and being able to just post those to Facebook without having to worry about, oh, do I need to put an edit or add a filter or anything like that. You just post it directly there and you're done. So it's one of those things to where if you want to take the time out to buy these, I definitely highly recommend you getting the transitions, because I think it gives you the best bang for your buck. They're expensive, don't get me wrong. It's not cheap by any means, but the transition lenses allow you to be able to go inside and outside, and then turn these from regular glasses to shades in a matter of moments. So I think that that gives you a little bit more benefit as well for them just being shades, and you can only capture stuff probably outside, or to me it just makes more sense that way. As always, I appreciate you for sticking around this long, so please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like if you liked everything that I talked about thus far, and let's talk about it in the comments. There are definitely a few talking points that I would love to hear your thoughts about. So until next time, much love, peace.